Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Gill. Gill is the founder and innovator of the original SPARBAR that has become a viral sensation within the global boxing, MMA, and fitness communities. Under his leadership, SPARBAR has been used by a plethora of famous professional fighters, professional athletes, celebrities, and fitness enthusiasts from all over the world. His incredible journey over a decade now has led him to set the stage for SPARBAR to grow into a worldwide sports fitness brand company. Previously, Jazz successfully worked on blue-chip projects such as Warner Brothers, Jaguar, Mars, JCB, and Mitsubishi over the past 15 years. Well, good afternoon, Jazz. Welcome to the show.
Wow, thank you, Brian. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be on your podcast.
Absolutely. This is amazing. I love hosting. We do a lot of tech, but I've hosted hundreds of entrepreneurs, startups, people that are in that space. And I think your story is amazing. You're a little bit non-traditional as far as our podcast goes in the tech world, but I just love what you're doing. We shared some airwaves prior to turning on the record button here, but health and fitness, martial arts, it's something that I'm very passionate about and done for many years. So we're going to jump into the questions and learn more about you. So Jazz, you've got quite the career in innovation and now the founder and CEO of SPARBAR. Could you share with our audience the secret to your career growth and what inspires you?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so brilliant question. I think it just, on its simplest terms, I think it's the willingness to put in the hard work. I think the secret is if you go back through history, every successful project person, they've always been willing to put in the hard work, and obviously the ability to learn. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm one of the lucky ones where I get to wake up every day, and I don't need a second excuse. So when my eyes are wet, I'm up ready, and I'm ready to take on all the challenges. So that's, I would say, the secret is I love what I do on a daily basis. And I have done for the last decade. So, very lucky to be in this privileged position.
That's awesome. And again, at the end of the day, that's why people, I truly believe, are successful, regardless if they're an entrepreneur or not. They're very passionate about what they do, and they found really a purpose in life. So thank you for sharing. And so, Jazz, what was the single biggest business decision you had to make during that first year of the pandemic when everybody was locked down, and how different is your business strategy now?
Yeah. Okay. So with this, I think I had a mammoth decision in terms of, because the landscape of, as for everybody, the landscape of the whole economic and the global structure changed with the pandemic. So very at times of adversity. So one of the opportunities that came along was taking my brand in terms of to the IPO, which floating on as a public listed company. And I think that for me was quite a challenging decision to make. But I think in line with sort of the story of my brand, starting off with a stick in a bucket, facing adversity, I ended up selling my house, my cars, we sold our wedding rings, me and my wife. So this was no different. When the smoke was cleared, I decided to go with taking the brand, the company, to being public. And I think the main reason behind that is because when I really thought, and I actually thought all the people that have actually helped the brand and helped me personally on my journey, and I wouldn't be here. So it was my way of saying, rewarding all the good that's happened on the journey. So I think that was quite a mammoth decision, which, I'm very glad that I made, coming back to now, 2 years later, we kind of down the home stretch, but obviously strategy has changed because it came from being a bootstrap company to actually having to really, really be coherent, build team, work across, time zones. So we have a New York office, we have a New York team, We're working also in Asia. We work here in London. So it's been pulling it, coherently pulling together a culture of, where seamlessly we could work together for a common goal, which I found quite challenging. But I think we have a brilliant media team, all going for the same goal, and it's exciting times for the brand.
That's awesome. And gosh, to go through the sacrifices you and your family did to do this is an amazing story. So I appreciate the share. And Jazz, obviously you're leveraging some new and emerging technologies in your business, but maybe not. Maybe you found there's a cool tool or app that you have found useful in your daily life.
Yeah. Okay. Being innovative and obviously bringing a concept that never existed to market. So I think innovation is personally my vocation. So I love the innovation aspect of bringing something new and really trying to change the game and becoming a pioneer. So I think where we are as a brand, what I would say is, we're at a crossroads, and we have been at a crossroads where sort of tech is a no-brainer because we have a truly sort of mechanical core hero product. And I think for us now, we've really started looking into, I know a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon, but I truly believe the future is through the metaverse. So we've been looking very closely at VR, but also AR and mixed reality, which a lot of people wouldn't have heard, which is a combination. And it's the process of basically putting objects into an environment where we could really cross over into the gaming industry, not so just fitness. So I think VR, AR is for SPARBAR would be, is where we look to sort of move into that space going forward.
That's amazing. We're seeing a lot of the AR, VR, again, mixed reality coming into play with fitness these days, not just games, but I love that kind of crossover, how that is being done. So thanks for the share. And then Jazz, last question here. Can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in leadership or entrepreneurship?
Absolutely. I have many sort of experiences, through the adversity that I've challenged. And it ties back to the very first question that you asked. And I think my number one almost sort of golden piece of advice would be to trust the process. Because you go through a lot of turbulent times, you'll go through a lot of adversity. And I think the key is, and when I mean trust the process, what I mean is internally, because I think as an entrepreneur, you would always think that you have control of a lot of things, when actually, in hindsight, further down the line, when you're older, experienced, and you've had you made your failures, you realize that there was a lot of things that you actually didn't have control. But what you do have control is the process of trusting yourself to succeed. So I think that's the key sort of for leadership, especially, is trust the process, trust your vision, trust yourself, through the hard work, through the perseverance, through many failures, you will succeed, as long as you trust the process.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate those gems. Again, you have a unique story, just like every guest on this show, and our global audience is going to really dive in and take these gems to heart. So thank you again. And Jazz, I just want to let you know it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you so much, Brian. It was a pleasure as well.
Bye for now.